Hey guys, Logan Kirk with RockyMountainMysticMan.com. In today's video, I'm going to be covering a very important topic, and that is what to do when you get bewildered in the woods or you get lost. Now here's the thing, you guys. This is going to be my top 3 recommendations that you do to prevent yourself from actually getting lost in the woods. And here's the thing, what does it mean to be lost, right? Lost is where you need to set up your survival shelter, you need to procure water, you need to get a fire going. But if you can avoid having that problem and having to do a survival situation, that's ideal, right? Well, these are the 3 steps that you can do to make sure that doesn't happen to you and things don't go that far and get that bad. So without further ado, you guys, let's get to it. Step number 1, the moment that you realize that you've become bewildered and you don't know you've lost your trail, you gotta stop and admit to yourself that that's what's going on, you guys. Because if you don't stop and admit, hey man, dude, Logan, you got yourself off trail, you're bewildered. If you don't do that, you're gonna keep humping over the ridge. Because a lot of people, when they get in the situation, the first thing they wanna do is they wanna keep moving. They're like, oh man, if I just keep moving, if I go over the ridge line here and up on, over down, I'm sure I'll know where I'm at. No, that's not what you need to do, okay? Seriously, step 1, you guys, admit to yourself that you are bewildered, okay? Because that's gonna lead you in to step number 2. What is step number 2? Join me, let's find out. Step 2, you guys, it's stay calm and sit down. Don't go much further. It's important that this time you take a little break, collect your thoughts, look around you, because it's very likely that you're going to be able to remember where you are. Because this is the thing, if you can admit to yourself the moment that you realize you're bewildered, that means you're less further away from your original point that you got off track than you think. So stay calm and collect yourself. I'll usually sit for 5-10 minutes, breathe. If I can see the mountains around me, I'll do terrain association. I'll look for certain, terrain features that I recognize, or I'll just stop and think about the path of where I just came and where I might have broken from, where I knew where I was. Step number 3. So we've gone through step 1. You've admitted to yourself. You know now you're bewildered. You've taken 10-15 minutes. You still don't know where you are. Step number 2 was staying calm and sitting down. You've done that. So now about 15-20 minutes have gone by. It's important that we remain calm, okay? But the thing is now is that you want to try to relocate where you were and try to get back on track, right? Well, how do you do that without getting further lost in the wilderness, okay? It's by using a technique called waypoint marker creation. So what you want to do is use something that is very visible. Obviously, your canister's not going to be very visible, but here I do have a cloth, right? Pretty white, bright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to hang this on the tree here. Now, obviously, I can't see it from that direction, okay? But I know that my path was back over here somewhere. So the idea is, and you can change this, you can hang this up higher, like it might even be better for me to hang it on the tree back here, but for demonstration purposes, I just have it hanging here. The thing is, as long as you can see your waypoint marker, you're allowed to walk off and explore. Because here's the thing, if you do these 3 steps, is the second that you're bewildered, the chances of you getting back on track is much easier. All right, this literally can save your life and keep you from having to go into that survival mode where all of a sudden you've got to build a shelter. You've got to get a fire going. You know, you've got to locate water and then you got to hunker down while you figure things out, because this is what you do. So as long as you can see this marker, you're allowed to walk off into the wild around and look around for your original path. You guys, I don't like admitting it, but sometimes getting bewildered just happens, especially when you're crossing large swaths of the wild, right? It's gonna happen. It happens to everybody. It's just one of those things. But the reason that I've never been lost is because of those 3 things right there, okay? It's literally, let's just recap real quick, okay? Admitting to yourself that you're bewildered, okay? It's 2, staying calm, collecting yourself, sitting down. Usually at stage 2, if I have to stop and collect myself, usually after 10 to 15 minutes, I find where I went wrong, all right? And number 3, okay, is using waypoints, you guys. You know, setting a waypoint marker and walking around. And usually by, you get to step 3, you can see, if you set your waypoint marker high enough, you can get some good distance. Usually you find out where you were. And it's always important to be able to go back to where you realized that you were bewildered in the first place, all right? And I just want to cover real quick, you guys, that if you do get past stage 3 and you get to stage 4, because stage 4 is literally setting up a survival camp. That means getting your shelter built. That means, finding water and getting the fire going, and not in those particular order, okay? It's just whatever the order of importance for those 3 things, all right? Because you don't want to be stuck out overnight in the wilderness. It's never fun when you're intended to be back somewhere else. So you guys, I wanted to say thank you again for watching the video. If you haven't already, I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, and even share these videos. And you guys, why don't you guys also comment below? Because I love reading your comments. I love interacting with you guys. I read all of the comments, and I try to respond to as many as possible. And let me know about your wilderness, survival experiences, and if you guys have ever been bewildered for more than just an hour or 2. I'd love to hear that story, because those are growing moments when they do happen to us, and they're great. You never know if that experience is going to help someone else. So you guys, again, like, share, subscribe, hit that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any more of my mountain man life, my gear reviews, or tips and tricks of the trade. So this is what we do out here. This is what I do, and I love it. And guys, I'm always glad to have you here, and I'm always glad to share it with you. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.